If you've travelled by train in New Jersey in the US, chances are you've probably been on a New Jersey transit train. They are responsible for the operation of commuter railways throughout New Jersey, feeding into cities such as Newark, New York City, Jersey City, and Philadelphia. The service is one of the most frequent and advanced in the US, but is it the country's best rail system? First, let's look at the network. All of the core routes depart from two termini, Hoboken Terminal in Jersey City or Penn Station in New York City. Then they serve multiple destinations spread across multiple branches throughout New Jersey. We'll begin with the lines starting in New York City. The most well-used route is the Northeast Corridor that runs along the Amtrak main line to Trenton, calling at all intermediate stations. The North Jersey coastline follows the Northeast Corridor to Rahway, then diverges and continues to Long Branch, with there being a diesel-only extension of the route south to Bay Head. South of Newark Penn Station, the diesel-only Raritan Valley line leaves the main line and follows its own route to Raritan, with there being a weekdays-only extension to High Bridge. Trains from Hoboken depart in two directions. First, we'll cover the route that goes towards Newark. The first branch is the line to Summit, which receives trains from both Hoboken and New York Penn, with access to the line to New York City made possible by the Kearny Connection, which opened in 1996, allowing trains to run from Newark. After Summit, trains either continue to Gladstone on the appropriately named Gladstone branch, or to Dover via the Morristown line. Beyond Dover, a limited service only on weekdays of diesel trains continues to Hackettstown. Also departing from Hoboken towards Newark Broad Street is the Montclair Pontoon Line, which is electrified up until Montclair State University. Then beyond there, a diesel service connects with the Morristown line at Denville, which then continues to Hackettstown. On this line, service beyond Bay Street is weekday only, leaving a very sparse weekend service of a train every 2 hours. In the northeast of the state, trains run from Hoboken to Secaucus, going northbound. Then they split into 3 branches, all of which are served by diesel traction only. The first branch is the Pascack Valley line, heading into New York State up to Spring Valley. The other 2 lines are the Bergen line and the Main line, which split apart from each other at Secaucus up until Ridgewood, where they reconnect. These 2 lines continue up until Suffern, where it enters New York State and then runs to Port Jervis. There is also a seasonal shuttle line from Secaucus to Meadowlands Sport Complex, which runs only during events at Meadowlands Stadium. Completely unconnected from every other line is the Atlantic City line, running from Philadelphia 30th Street Station in Pennsylvania to Atlantic City on the New Jersey coast. This line is diesel only and mostly single track. The network is expansive, as you can see, but there is a lack of sufficient weekend and off-peak service in places that would benefit from it, such as on the Montclair Pontoon Line, which receives no trains on the weekends to Montclair State University, despite it being electrified and home to many students wanting to travel into Newark or New York City on weekends. However, when compared to most other American rail services, the service runs all day and fairly frequently, with at least 1 train per hour off-peak on weekdays on each route. Focusing on the rolling stock now, it is very varied, with the majority of trains being made up of push-pull train sets, formed of a locomotive, coaching stock and then a control car at the other end, known as a cab car. Due to only some sections of the route being electrified, NJT operates a mixture of diesel, bi-mode and electric locomotives. The diesel locomotives operated are EMD GP40 PHs, EMD F40 PHs, and Alstom PL42 ACs. The only electric locomotives used are Bombardier ALP46s, which have a similar bi-mode variant known as the ALP45, also built by Bombardier. In terms of coaching stock, NJT uses 2 distinct types of coaches. First, the Comet cars. They come in 3 variants: the Comet 2, which are only trailer coaches and have end doors; the Comet 4s, which are similar in appearance to the Comet 2s but contain a middle double door in each coach, as well as having cab car variants. Comet 5s are completely different in appearance, with modern, completely silver sides. These cars come in intermediate and cab car variants, all having middle doors. NJT also operates a large fleet of double-deck coaching stock, which are Bombardier multi-level coaches, which are completely different in appearance and layout to the single-level Comet cars covered already. Finally, NJT also operates some powered coaching stock, known as Arrow 3 sets, which either come in single or paired cars. These look very old in appearance, but have been retractioned more recently with modern traction equipment. From my European point of view, the rolling stock felt outdated, especially the interiors. The diesel trains also felt slow and clunky. They took ages to accelerate and the locomotives were loud as hell. The electric locomotives don't suffer from this as much, as they are basically German Trax locomotives painted silver with a 1900s bell stuck on the front.
Firstly, you can't just paint a train silver, and also, that bell you hate on is a warning for passengers and Florida drivers.
Okay, thank you Mr. LTR Trains for pointing that out, but I don't think that bell does much against the Floridians and their SUVs and their trucks. As much as any European could rant about American trains all day, I still love the New Jersey Transit rail system. Its expansive network, varied rolling stock, and pretty frequent service makes riding it very interesting. Although it is my favourite American commuter rail network, it probably is not the best statistically. MTA's Long Island and Metro North railroads use more practical, multiple unit stock, which leads to a more functional service as a stop-start commuter railway. That brings me to the end of my focus on New Jersey Transit. If you were ever in the New York City area and you like trains, it is worth the 15-minute trip to Newark or Hoboken to see some of these trains. I'd like to thank LTR Trains for doing an amazing voiceover for this video. You should definitely check them out for more train-related content. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and checking out my other videos. Oh yeah, and thanks to everyone who subscribed over the last week. We're practically at 2,000 subscribers right now, which is quite wild to be honest.